Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today, and today we are going to be recapping Day 4 of NBA free agency, as it was a very quiet day in NBA free agency. Probably the most quiet. I thought yesterday was quiet. Today was more quiet. I mean, it started off with a little bit of a banger as the top player in NBA free agency comes off the board. Honestly, I think this is not a surprise. LeBron James is re-signing with the Lakers. But, honestly, I kind of thought even though, there, there are, a lot of speculation that LeBron's going back to LA. We all knew that was going to happen. That maybe that was a little bit of a holdup in free agency because things are still kind of moving a little bit slow. I mean, yes, we're seeing a lot of signings, but there's still a lot of guys who you would have thought would have been signed by now that are not. DeMar DeRozan, Miles Bridges, Malik Beasley, so many guys are still available. So many great players who you would have thought had been signed day 1, day 2, day 3 by the most. There's still so many great players available, and you would have thought that, I'm thinking, and I know it's just the first day since LeBron James has re-signed his contract, but even though everybody knew LeBron James was going to LA, when a player like LeBron James makes a decision, you're going to see a lot of players, starting other players starting to make decisions. We saw it with Paul George, in this free agency when he made his decision to go to Philadelphia. You started to see some other moves happen, and we were seeing other players deciding on where they were going to go. So I wonder if that will happen with LeBron. It hasn't even been a day since the Lakers re-signed him. The Lakers are re-signing LeBron James a 2-year, $103.97 million deal that comes with a player option. This was really one of the only big deals of the day. I'm going to go over what else happened today. But yeah, so Damian Lee has re-signed with the Phoenix Suns on a 1-year, $2.8 million signing. This is a very underrated signing for the Phoenix Suns. I really like this deal for them. Damian Lee was with them in the 22-23 season. He was absolutely huge for this team. He averaged 8.3 points per game, and that's not it. He shot 44.5% from three. It was either 43.5 or 44.5% from three, and he was like top 5 in three-point percentage in the NBA. I think he was 3. Luke Kennard was 1. I can't remember who was 2, and Damian Lee was number 3. Damian Lee was their best three-point shooter in the 2022-23 season, and definitely gets it in his, I wouldn't say genes, but his inherited genes with him being related to, being related to Seth Curry, and Dell Curry. I mean, not blood related, but Steph and Seth are Damian Lee's brother-in-law, and Dell is his father-in-law. So Damian Lee's always been a great three-point shooter. I think he's shot 38% in his career. He's been in the NBA since 2018-19 season. He did not play in the 2023-24 season, had a right knee surgery, so was with Phoenix, but did not play. So if he can get healthy, I think he's a big piece for this Phoenix Suns team. This is not a free agent move, but the Charlotte Hornets waive Marcus Bolden. That's not huge at all, but just wanted to add that in there. This is outside of LeBron James, which I still would probably pick this signing over it because, look, we knew LeBron James was going to LA. That's not a surprise. We knew LeBron was going back to the Lakers. This is probably my favorite signing of the day, as there weren't many. But the Minnesota Timberwolves are signing Joe Ingles to a 1-year, $3.3 million deal. If you guys remember yesterday, the day before in free agency, the Warriors brought in Kyle Anderson, so the Timberwolves lost Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson was a big piece for them. He was a great playmaker, for them, creating shots for other players on their roster. Average as a power forward, average over 4 assists per game for them. And you replace that hole and bring in Joe Ingles, a guy who is at that position at power forward, and not only is he a power forward in Kyle Anderson's position, but he is a playmaker as well. In his career, he's averaged almost 4 assists per game. In the 2018-19 season, he averaged 6 assists per game. He is really in low minutes per game. Last year, he averaged like 3.5 assists per game with Orlando. So he's a great facilitator for a forward. So that's a great way to replace Kyle Anderson, who was big for this team, and not only replace him with someone who can do what he did for this Timberwolves team, but also replace him with someone who's a better three-point shooter. Joe Ingles has always been a great three-point shooter in his career, shooting over 40% in his career. So I love this signing. I love this signing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Next, we have the Miami Heat making a couple moves. The Miami Heat brought back backup center Thomas Bryant to a one-year, $2.8 million contract. I mean, I like this deal, but Thomas Bryant can never stay healthy. He's a great player when he's on the court and is a great backup center to have. I think anybody can agree with that, but he cannot stay healthy to save his life. Now, another move that the Heat make, that this one I actually like, they brought in Alec Burks on a one-year contract. Alec Burks is going to be a great scorer for this Miami Heat team to have. He's a good shooter. He's a great scorer. He averaged 14 points per game in the playoffs with the New York Knicks in six games in 20 minutes per game with New York. I got a lot of minutes in that Indiana Pacers series, and he averaged like 12 points per game in the regular season with the Knicks and the Pistons, and then averaged like 13 points per game the season before that with Detroit. So, yeah, I really like the Alec Burks signing for Miami. Next, we have, you have a couple, guys signing two-way contracts. Jonathan Williams signs a two-way contract with the Rockets. Trey Alexander, he's a fan favorite for the Rockets, though, as a Rockets fan, though. Trey Alexander signs a two-way contract with Denver. This one's interesting. PJ Dozier signs with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dozier's been out of the NBA for the last couple years, had some really solid seasons with the Denver Nuggets from the span of the 2018-19 season all the way to the 2020-21 season. He gets a one-year, $2.6 million $2.6 million deal after playing some great basketball in Europe. So happy that PJ Dozier, after having a little bit of a rough NBA exit, tearing his ACL in Denver, after playing some good basketball and then struggling in Sacramento, has found himself an NBA job again with Minnesota. Next, we have another one of my favorite signings. We have the the Milwaukee Bucks signing Taurean Prince to a one-year, $2.99 million deal. This is a potential, I think, replacing two players here, Jay Crowder and potentially Malik Beasley. Taurean Prince is a great three-point shooter, almost 40% in his career, shot 39% this year with LA, with the Lakers, and Taurean Prince is going to be a great addition for this Milwaukee Bucks team, most likely playing power forward. I think there is a chance he could be playing small forward if starting. If Malik Beasley leaves in free agency, you could see Taurean Prince starting at the small forward and then seeing Middleton move back to the 2. Obviously, Lillard would be at the 1, and Giannis would be at the 4, and Brook Lopez would be at the 5. But if Malik Beasley returns to the Bucks, then I think Taurean Prince would come off the bench and be the backup power forward. But I love this signing for the Milwaukee Bucks. Got a couple more two-way contract signings. The Celtics signed Drew Peterson to a two-way contract, and the Golden State Warriors signed Reese Beekman to a two-way contract. So let me know your thoughts on Day 4 NBA free agency in the comment section, and peace out.